Hello, Aries. Welcome back to Peony Lore, where we happen to help you find the beauty in all things. Happy New Year. We are getting ready to enter into 2023, a 7 universal year, which means that it's going to be an extremely spiritual year for a lot of people. If you're part of my Facebook community, you will have seen on the wall post that I mentioned, we have not really a whole lot taking place the first several months of the new year, but there are significant changes that are coming up. But in general, for all people, 2023 is going to be a very spiritual year. Okay, we went through a lot in 2022. And I'm not going to take too much time to go into a review for all the things that happened in 2022, but I do want to remind you of a couple of key dates that are going to be taking place here in January 2023 so that you can add them to your calendar and just kind of make a couple of notes while we go through it. And I'm going to go ahead and start pulling a couple of cards. It's going to be general for the entire month, and then I know that I will be coming back and I'll be doing some punches throughout the year. So first thing is, we all know that we are in retrogrades. We've got a couple of retrogrades. We have Mercury that is in retrograde. And Mercury went into retrograde on the 29th, and it will be direct on the 18th. And before the 18th, we will have Mars, which has been in retrograde, which will go direct on the 12th. So we were coming out of those significant retrogrades, and then we don't have anything that shows up in retrograde for quite a while. So Mercury going into retrograde, as it always does, affects communication, potentially travel, technology concerns, and things of that nature. And especially if you are a Virgo and if you are a Gemini, you could have been a little bit affected. So the reason I bring that up is because if you have any of those placements in your chart, my friends, then you'll understand this. Specifically, the other big placements that we have is the full moon in Cancer coming up on the 6th of January, which is awesome. We have Friday the 13th, which is awesome. We have MLK, which I felt very compelled to talk about at this particular position, and that's fine. And then we have the new moon in Aquarius on the 21st. The other thing that happens on the 22nd is we go into the Lunar New Year. So for all of our friends that celebrate and appreciate the Chinese New Year, we are moving into the year of the rabbit, specifically the water rabbit. And so it's going to be very auspicious for a lot of people as we get into that. And then the last thing that pops up as we move towards that end of moving into the Aquarius season is the shift of Uranus. And Uranus has been in a retrograded situation until, it's been for a while, but it comes out and goes direct also on the 22nd. So we have a lot of things that are happening towards the end of the month. And like I said, for the most part, the first several months of 2023 for all signs is going to be pretty low-key for the most part. But what is important for us to discuss, especially for you, Aries, is that you are going to have, in many cases, a lot of increases when it comes to finances. May not resonate with everyone, but the challenge that's going to come with the increases in finances for you potentially is going to be how you handle them. And so, there is that information. Okay, so I'm pulling a couple of general cards, and then we're going to go right into the information that we have here. And again, this is going to cover pretty much all of January. I will come back and do a couple of boosts here. Yeah, and there we go. I'll show you the cards. I had some camera issues, or not really the camera. I had my mechanical stand that I used, I broke it. Oops. Got a little heavy-handed. So you're not going to be able to see the cards that I have on the table, but I will hold them up to the camera here. So here we go. And then I want to have one card here. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm going to first of all start off with your sacred geometry card, as we always do, and it is the information that Spirit wants you to kind of groove and ease into. I do have an angel card, and I do also have a energy card for you. So let's start off with the sacred geometry card, because this is going to be important. The sacred geometry card that we have for you, my friends, is going to be clarity. Also notice that is a 7 energy. Okay, so you're going to be asked to stay clear and focused. And with that being and staying clear and focused, like I said, from a financial shift that I feel is going to be coming, and is validated by a couple of other sources that are out there, you're going to need to know where your dollars are. You're going to need to know where who you can trust. Now, I pulled a couple of Kipper cards to go along with this, and Spirit doesn't lie. Take this how this resonates, but we do have the energy of main female. It could be you. Doesn't matter if you're male or female, but you could be dealing with a main female in your life that is going to share with you a message, okay? And depending upon how you are in your energy, could potentially feel a little bit of shifting in energy. And I don't really like to use the word despair, but there's a lot of mental energy that's associated with that. You have to make the decision about who this person is as to whether or not they are being true or they are being false. The universe is telling you that you're going to have to cut the cords. You're going to have to cut the cords to anyone that does not fit your version of truth. There's a lot of clearing that's going to be taking place for the population in general. And again, we have the energy of the world sitting in the reverse position for you, my Aries friends. And so everything that has to do with moving forward, it has everything to do with loyalty. And I really want to emphasize that for many of you, because that's going to be a big issue that comes up for people. I mean, we don't want people messing with our money. We don't want people messing with our resources. We have to know who we're going to trust when we're investing physical dollars, and also any type of time and energy, really. So I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards here in just a moment, but I'm receiving, they're telling me to turn the volume down, so I'll turn the volume down on my background music there. Yeah, it's going to have everything to do with your version of responsibility in your expansion as we deal with all of 2023. Here we go. Come on in, guys. Which cards do you guys want me to use for our Aries friends? You want these. Okay, so we're going to go in with our steampunk tarot deck for you guys, and we're going to go ahead and clarify a little bit of this information. Can I get some main details for the first week? There we go. So I could hear it. Thank you. First week of January for our Aries. And the first week of January, what we have is the energy of the Nine of Swords in the reverse position. And so that has everything to do with matching up with what we've got here with this despair. It's a lot of mental energy. So you're going to be reducing a lot of mental energy, a lot of thoughts I feel that are coming in. Let's go a little bit further into that second week in January. Oh, well, there it is. You cannot make this stuff up, universe. Thank you. Evaluation. That's what we have. We've got the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is talking to us about not only recognizing how much we've watered our tree of life, so to speak, so that we can harvest these pentacles, but also this is the perfect opportunity to decide, especially if it's a smaller pot that you can carry, whether or not it needs to be replanted into a different environment. Literally, the World card shows up again. Okay, so you have the World card in reverse in energy, and then you actually have the World card itself showing itself up to you. There is going to be a shift. There's going to be a shift. And at the end of the day, what we have is the Three of Swords in the reverse position. How you shift and who you decide needs to be in your world is going to be a big part of what happens for you as we get into this first week of January, Aries. So, can't really make this stuff up. It is what it is. You're going to have to make the decisions about who that is, okay? Let's go ahead and get into the second week of January overall. And here we go. The second week looks like, yeah, this is where the rubber meets the road for many people. First of all, we have the Two of Wands in the reverse position, which means you will have taken time with that Seven of Pentacles And you would have decided at this moment, after you've done your research, after you've gone in, after you've figured out some things that are going to start to come up to the surface, with this Justice card being in the reverse position is right. What is not right. I don't want to use the word wrong here, because the decision that you determine at the end of the day is what's more right versus what's more wrong in your particular energy, okay? But there is going to be a situation that pops up here where you're going to be evaluating, again, those pentacles. So what we have here is the Two of Pentacles in reverse. I'll have to figure out how to adjust this light. You got the Two of Pentacles in reverse, also with the Two of Wands in reverse, which means you are going to be letting something go. Something that is not in balance for you has to go. And the universe is going to ask you to take a moment to relax a little bit with this Chariot in the reverse position. So we're slowing down, we're pulling back some energy. And as we're pulling our energy back a little bit, it's also being validated here by this King of Wands, also in this shifting position. You look at these cards that are in the sideways roll for me, and it's letting you know that your actions specifically are going to control what happens with this world energy. Okay, you have to make the decision about who needs to be cut out of your world. Okay, that Three of Swords that showed up in the first week, also in the reverse position, to me is also talking about the timeline for the end of towards the end of the month, because the Three of Swords actually has a lot to do with time, not just being heartbroken or things of that nature. It's a timing card, and so you have to take a look at the universe giving you time to figure out who the evaluators are. Now, whether this is you or not, Aries, as the actual King of Wands, it's not the most important thing to me. But it does indicate that you are taking this very, very seriously this month. And that's a beautiful thing, because, again, you don't want anyone to mess with your dollars, your environment, your investment of time or energy or anything else that we've got going on. Let's get into the third week, and let's see what else we have going on for the third week, which I think is going to be the culmination of some major things that pop up. I bring Friday the 13th in because it's considered a very lucky day. If you really know the information and the research, you should probably take advantage of that. Let's see. You only want it to be these two? Really? Okay. Two major cards for the third week for you, Aries, and here you go. We are putting our energy back into what needs to take place with this Knight of with this Knight of Wands. Okay, and this Knight of Wands is finally making the decision about what needs to stay and needs to go with this Four of Pentacles energy. Four of Pentacles energy does include a lot of I know where I'm at now. I'm not getting any heartbreak energy, but what I am going to say is that you've made a strong decision about what needs to be protected so that you can move forward in a very good way. And then as you get to this new moon around the 21st, you're going to know exactly what it is that you need to do going forward and what it is that you're going to call in. Give me the fourth week for our Aries here of 2023, January. Thank you. Is there anything else that follows up with that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Here we go. So the combination that I have here that is going to talk to you about this fourth week is the Six of Cups energy along with the Ace of Cups. I told you that there was growth coming. There's growth coming for most Aries as far as finances is concerned, and so that's validated here with the Ace of Cups because it is restoring anything that needed to be restored. But the Six of Cups energy that's showing up here for you really does indicate an energy of somebody that you're going to have to work within potentially, someone that you've had to deal with in the past, someone that was very close to you. Like I said, it could be anyone. It really could be anyone. But you're evaluating what that was. And so you've had some shifts to make some things balanced out. And the Six of Cups really does ask you to think about the pleasurable things also. There's guidance that's coming for you here in this last week of January, if you will allow yourself to feel into that energy that's going to be very supportive for you. That Ace of Cups, capping it off here for that last week for you, I really do feel is going to have If you haven't felt it, you're going to know everything that you need to know with the people, the places, the things, and you're going to very decidedly and handedly know where you're going with shifts. I want to cap this off here with a numerology card for our Aries because I really want to understand where we're going. Yeah, there it is. Time out. Just validating it. You're going to be asked within these first couple of weeks, while we have slowed energy in the universe, okay, I'm not going to get into all the transits right at this moment, but while we have slowed energy in the universe to really take stock, it's not to call any specific person out for issues, but it is to help you clarify where your next moves are coming from. You are going to get some information, and you're going to have to use that information, and how you decide to move forward with that information is going to decide, your future steps as we get into this year. I don't really know that there's too much else to say. Again, this to me is very, very clear. It's getting a lot easier for me to just run through as my gifts are starting to increase a little bit. You're going to have and face that there's a major shift coming. You're being asked to cut the cords to people, places, things, ideals, situations that no longer serve you. And you're being asked to focus on your clarity this particular month. Stay clear and focused for what's coming up for you, Aries. Let me go ahead and get into the book. I want to see if there's anything else that I can share with you that is in here that is going to offer you a little bit more support. The clouds of confusion clear. So if you felt like you've been confused up to this point, overwhelmed, feeling a little bit foggy, you have to take this time out. That's literally, these are basically the same card. Literally the same card in energy, at least. You have to take time out. You have to go within. The wisdom that is going to come to you, especially as your third eye starts to expand, is understanding where you need to make the adjustments. And you're going to do that very well. You need to spend 3, 5, 10 minutes a day sitting in the energy of just clarity. I am clear. I am clear. I am clear. And the crystal suggestions that they have for you is sodalite, apophyllite, Herkimer diamond, and selenite, of course. Now, sodalite is very easy to get. Selenite is very easy to get. Apophyllite is very, very strong. So please make sure that you are very clear in energy when you use that, because it is going to be an amplifier. And of course, Herkimer diamond is as well. Focused intention, focused energy. Is there anything else that you guys are asking me to share at this particular moment? No, they're saying it was pretty precise. They're saying it was pretty precise. Again, this is not going to resonate with every Aries on the planet at this particular moment, because some of you are not going to be feeling your energy. You do need to take a look at your sun, your moon, and your rising signs to get the full picture. But in general, this is what we've got going on. Yeah. They're saying for some of you, there's a shift that, okay, I understand why they're asking me to do this. It may not resonate with all of you at this particular moment, but some of you are going to come back to this, and you're going to go, dang, she was right. Dang, she was right. That's fine. Yeah. You're being told not to criticize yourself or the person that needs to be adjusted. You're being told to figure out where you're at within your generosity. You're being told to... In this timeout is not meant to isolate you. This timeout is to help you with that clarity, to strengthen your commitment to your intuition and your move forward. And for some of you, the person that is going to be the most important key element is potentially someone that you have a romantic relationship with. Okay. Again, that's not going to fit all scenarios, but it's going to fit some very specific people. And so if you are resonating with this, please make sure that you stick around for 2023. We will dig a little bit more deeply into that. I will probably do a series, which you will be able to find on my website. The romance portion of what's going on here for this first month will probably be, I tried to stick away from romance in general because it's not going to resonate with everyone, but There's something very specific about this romantic partner for some of these Aries out here, which I will do an extended, and then the extendeds will be found on my website for pull down if you resonate with it. If you don't resonate with it, don't even stress yourself out about it. Go take a look at your sun, moon, and your rising to see if you're getting a better picture. But if you're resonating with this so far, then you will get an extended there. Obviously, you can always schedule a one-on-one with me, because obviously that's what I do. I love doing it at any time. But I will do that for general, so that you can, sort of get into a little bit more information there. Other than that, my friends, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me here in 2022. 2023 is going to be a fantastic year for a lot of people. If you've been on my channel, if you've been on your spiritual journey, it is going to be a very easy in comparison to those that haven't started their path yet. Move forward for this year. Aries, you are going to be stepping up into a lot of financial security. So it makes a lot of sense that you evaluate who is around you so that you can manage and maintain. The universe doesn't want you to be poor. They don't want you to be broke. They want you to use your wealth to not only your advantage, but also to help other people. So I hope that you have resonated with that. If you have any other questions, comments, anything else like that, please make sure that you leave that here in the description box below. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Many, many blessings, many, many thank yous for, again, supporting me. And I will see you at the touch points again here later on in January. Sun, moon, and rising. Check them all. Many blessings. Namaste to you. Bye.